There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month.
Plus, meet Butch Patrick on Saturday the 14th. Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Meet. Beautiful early October day here at the Auto Mall. Come down and check out their great prices and all the great deals. Go on their Facebook page and find out what's going on, as we got a lot of activity going on here at the Auto Mall. A lot of cars being dropped off, so it's great to see everyone get going here. So now it's time for our pick segment here on the Sports Beat, and we're going to start off with our first game, Mendham and Vernon. That game will be at Vernon. Mendham 0-4, Vernon 0-4. Someone's going to get a win. Mendham had lost to Jefferson earlier in the year, played them tight like Vernon did. Logan Klaus is a good player for Mendham. Vernon's beat up, folks, a lot of injuries. Mike Stefkovich, Jimmy Cahart, kids like that played very hard in a tough loss to Newton, but they'll need to step up along with J.P. Doyle on the line, Eric Ames, and the kids like Evan Janik, Kevin and John Parisi. Vernon's banged up, Mendham's not bad. I think Chuck Tepper and the Vikings get their first win. Our next game, Patriot Red Division. Sparta overwhelmed Morris Hills last week in the Battle of Unbeatens. They're 4-0. They beat the Knights 41-13. Anthony Broccoletti was tremendous, 22-30 for 233 yards. Our athlete of the week was Thomas Agudo, 30 carries for 147 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also caught 4 passes. And Michael Candelaro caught an interception, brought it back for the pick 6. And, you know, those guys in the front line, I talk about them. A couple guys I don't mention too much. Tyler Lewis on the offensive line, first-year starter. Jason Giratano going both ways on the offensive defensive line. Ben Davis, Dean Gannott, and Kevin Carpenter all do a good job for them. West Milford 1-3, lost to Jefferson 35-14. They beat Montville 33-29. Zach Milko's their quarterback. Tristan Bacalayan, he's their running back. Ryan Coyle's a good player for there. Daniel Domino. But it's going to be too much for Sparta, for them against Sparta. Sparta rolls and goes to 5-0. Our next game, the biggest game last week that really nobody really heard about, unfortunately. North Warren beat Boonton, the division champs in that National White from last year. What a win for the for the North Warren Patriots. They won 21-19. Joe Toribio had a big game on defense. Brandon Casey had 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. You also have Ryan Durling playing for them, Ryan Walsh, Danny Palmer, Joe Wojtek. Huge win for Gino Floro and the Patriots. Puts them at 2-2 after they didn't win a game last year. Great job by them. Fortunately, Gino's going to run into his old coach, Don Smolin. Gino was a great player for Lenape Valley back in the mid-'80s. Lenape 3-1 coming off a credible overtime win over Mountain Lakes down at Mountain Lakes, 22-14. Cole Robertson had a big day, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns, including 1 in overtime. Troy DuPont, 19 carries, 129. Craig Swanson was called upon to do some passing against the Herd, and he came up big. He was 3-6 passing. Also took in the bootleg for the 2-point conversion to get them that lead against Mountain Lakes. So Lenape Valley, they should be okay against North Warren, and they'll push their record to 4-1. Jefferson, after that tough loss on opening day to High Point, has won 3 straight. They're 3-1. They beat West Milford 35-14 last week. Anthony Johnson does a tremendous job running that offense. When they get the running game going, he doesn't have to throw much, but Coach Jerry Venerino knows, and he saw against opening night against High Point, when they need to throw the ball, Johnson can do it. And he can throw to Drew Benfatti, who's having a monster year, and Joe Patelli. But when they get that running game going, look at all these names. These are kids that all get touches and meaningful touches. Justin Randizzo became the first Jefferson back to get 100 yards this year. 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. You got Paul Monaco, Brandon Hayde, Ryan Layden. All these kids get touches, and they do well, and that makes them go as they run behind a pretty sturdy offensive line. Shane O'Connor, Shane Connolly, and Jake Carnival do a nice job, and the Campagna kid up front. And then defensively, and Ryan Layden's another kid who runs the ball. Defensively, Nick Miller's having a monster year at linebacker. Matt D'Alessio, Benfatti as well on defense. They're going to go to Par Hills. This might be the best game of the weekend, or one of the best games. It's a crossover game. Par Hills 4-0. They made the state finals last year in North 2 Group 3, losing to Morris Hills. Dave Albano has this team in the state tournament every year and in the finals, it seems like every year. And it starts and begins with their main man, one of the best players in the state, in my opinion, even though he doesn't get the attention, Nick Verducci, their quarterback. He can pass, he can run, he can do it all. Nick's a special player and very tough to stop. Jefferson beat them last year, but this year, Wilson Dunn has been terrific at running back. He's a little guy, but he gets big results. And then you got the big guy in the line, Justin Girth. Kevin Minardi's a terrific receiver. E.J. Comerford as well, and Dennis Wilson. They're 4-0. They beat West Morris, who's very good, 31-27. They crushed Chatham, beat a good Roxbury team, 28-14, and they beat Barringer last week, 43-18. The only reason I'm going to go with Port Hills is because they're home. Jefferson can definitely win this game, but I think the Vikings, Nick Verducci, just offers too many problems, so Port Hills gets that victory and moves to 5-0. And our last pick of this first segment should be another interesting game. 3-1 Morris Hills goes to 3-1 High Point Patriot Red Division. Last year there's a game, High Point went down to Morris Hills. They were very disappointed they lost, and it helped Morris Hills get into the States, and then they made a run and won the state title. So that's a great job by Mike Sabo and the gang down there. They had that tough loss to Sparta, hung around. That score a little deceiving. It was fairly close to the half. But Nick Carlotti, terrific at quarterback. Sam Valerio, Angelo Macara, Devin Caruso, a great two-way player for them. So they got a lot of talent there, but they're going to have to lick their wounds after the tough loss to Sparta and come back and make another trip up to Sussex County from Rockaway. High Point 3-1. They crushed Montville the other day on that short week. They played on a Thursday, and they got big Group 4 power points. They'll get Group 4 power points if they can beat Morris Hills this week. So Chad Mazzilli had a monster game against Montville, 275 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jake Phillip, 121 yards, a touchdown. Jake Lazinski, terrific two-way player, offense and defense. You know, him and Luke Young, they're from the quarterback from Newton. They played quarterback, do a great job, and they're also big parts of that defense as well. Travis Talamay, Gavin Hunsucker, Davis Dvorak, kids like that, Eric Fry, Shane Ratz. These are kids that need to step up. This is going to be a good game, folks. High Point, after bouncing back into that tough loss to Mount Olive, they're going to be home. I think they beat Morris Hills. I think it's going to be a very good game, and they'll pick up huge Group 4 power points. We'll have more picks for Week 5 right after these messages here on Channel 10 and MugsMedia.com.
There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month.
Plus, meet Butch Patrick on Saturday the 14th. Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Sussex County Sheriff's Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit organization that encourages cooperation between the citizens of Sussex County and the Sussex County Sheriff's Department. If you have information relating to a crime or criminal activity in Sussex County, please contact us. If your tip leads to an arrest, you could receive a reward of up to $1,000. Contact us at 973-300-CRIME or through our website at www.sussexcountysheriff.com. Thank you.
This message made possible by D&H Risk Solutions. For more information, go to risksolutions.com. Farmstead Golf and Country Club is the perfect place to host your event. Weddings, christenings, baby and bridal showers, and sports banquets. The staff at Farmstead will make your day a special one. The banquet facility overlooks their beautiful 27-hole golf course. Farmstead Golf and Country Club can also host your charity golf event. For more information on the Farmstead banquet facilities or to book your tee time, call 383-1666. Farmstead Golf and Country Club, located on Lawrence Road in Lafayette. Visit their website at farmsteadgolf.com.
You know you love pizza and Italian food. Dominic's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant has got you covered from one end of the county to the other with 3 great locations. Dominic's, East Clinton Street in Newton, with a brand new dining room. Then there's Dominic's on Munsonhurst Road in Franklin. And the 3rd location is Chesco's, Route 94 south in Newton. All 3 locations offer simply great food. Dominic's in Newton, 383-9330. Dominic's in Franklin, 209-1007. And Chesco's, 383-2840.
Party time or work time? Tri-State Rentals has the right tools and supplies for your next job or party, event, and wedding tents in many sizes, plus all the accessories you need to host that perfect party, including bounce houses, carnival games, and catering supplies. We also rent tools and equipment for any job, big or small, indoor or out. We rent, sell, and service Kubota tractors. Planning your next job or event just got easier. Visit Tri-State Rentals online at tristaterentals.com or visit our showroom, 105 Sparta Avenue, Newton.
Commitment to student success is what sets Sussex County Community College apart. Turn your passion into a career and learn from professors who are in the field and rich with experience. Imagine an education with endless possibilities and a campus full of life. Choose a degree or certificate that speaks to your inner self but doesn't have a lasting impact on your finances. Visit our open house on October 14th so that you can get started on a great education. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money. Lakeland Bank's pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use pop money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Bank's Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month.
Plus, meet Butch Patrick on Saturday the 14th. Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. We're talking football, Week 5, making our picks. And this is the week where you really start to look at the PowerPoints, who the pretenders, who the contenders are. You really can't predict who's going to be the order of the top 8, but you can start to get a feel who's going to have a chance to get into that top 8. And again, it's the first 8 weeks, best 7 results PowerPoints. Although that may change, there's going to be a vote in December. We'll have a story on that when it comes around with the unified plan, which real quick would be, in essence, top 32 teams in the state in each group will get in. They would divide them by sections like they do now in groups, and it'll be strictly by PowerPoints and then the northering. So you could have an opportunity where a team, say like High Point, might play someone down like West Essex or something like that, or a Group 2 school from down there. But that'll be a vote that'll be coming up in December. All right, we talked about Kittatinny earlier in the show with their Week of Lights. Well, they hosted a pack-on. Kittatinny 2-2, bouncing back after a couple tough losses. They beat a very solid Kinnelon team. Beat them pretty well last week, 27-6. Zach Mafaro, 17 carries, 191 yards, 2 TDs. Jake Mafaro, 8 carries, 107 yards, 2 DDs. You know, and then you got James Franco running the show with Cal Brook and Jack Sikora. But the key for Kittatinny last week was that defense. Justin Montefiore, Justin Voss, Jared Giaguzzi, all having big games, and then Mafaro's on defense as well. So they're playing very well. Kittatinny's going to move to 3-2. No offense to a pack-on who's 0-4. Mike Michelle is trying to get that first win. They lost last week to Morris Catholic, hung around for a while against the Crusaders. Quarterback Danny Farina, Jason Kramer, Gavin Farazano, Armando Santiago, Anthony Mastriani will get at the big games running the ball. Defensively, Jake Terbicki and Curtis Matheson had a good game. I think the Chiefs will hang tough for a while, but when the Mafaro brothers are on, they're tough to beat. Kittatinny's going to move to 3-2 and get back into the conversation as far as making the states in North 1 Group 2. Our next game, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Pope John High School. And this is the biggest game of the year for Pope John. They played a bunch of big games, but this is against a Big North competition. Seton Hall Prep, they were part of the Essex County League for years. Del Barton was part of the NJAC. This is the Big North now. Paramus Catholic comes in. They are 2-3. They lost to DePaul 35-14. They lost to Bergen Catholic 31-14. They lost to a team from PA, but they beat a team from PA, I should say. And they beat Seton Hall Prep 33-30 in kind of a shootout that Pope John had with them. They lost to St. Peter's last week 23-14. Sheldon Applewhite, the transfer from DePaul, playing well at quarterback. John Clark at running back. Xavier DeVore, Michael Touré, and Henry Pearson, very good receivers. Pope John went back and forth against Seton Hall Prep. It was kind of what we figured. With Seton Hall Prep healthy, they were going to score some points. But the Lions just won that shootout. Nico Haranish, 7 of 11 for 117, 2 touchdowns. Burrell Neal had his breakout game of the year, 16 for 189, 4 touchdowns. Then Terrence Jones, as described as the mad child, he's just gigantic there, running the ball with speed, 24 carries, 166 yards. And that offensive line, which has had its ups and downs, did a nice job. Aiden Murray, Nicky Bello, Austin Peterson, Jack Ryan, and Jack Morelli. And then the defense did it. Nick DiNucci every night. I mentioned these linebackers, but they're so good. DiNucci, Brown, Greenhagen, Ty Hironica do a great job. But the secondary stepped up when they needed it. Gio Carico, he had a pick, and Joey Quidadamo back there. They're going to need that same type of effort. Pope John goes to 5-0. They're going to get their first win ever over Paramus Catholic, their first win over a Big North team, and it's going to really set the state spinning. NJ.com and other various media outlets have them in the top 10 in the state. Well, this would solidify it with a win against Paramus Catholic, so that should be a great one on Saturday. Also on Saturday, right across town, a little different situation, but going to be just as intense. Bobby Leach, first year at Wallkill Valley, he's going to make his first trip to Sussex Tech after he turned that Tech program around, became winners, making the state tournament a couple years ago. Wallkill 0-4. Lost to Whippany Park 28-7. Very deceiving final score. 7-0 at the half. Wallkill had a tough break. They partially blocked the punt, but it went past the line of scrimmage, caught a Wallkill player, and Whippany Park recovered it and then scored and took all the momentum. But Alex Mastriani is going to be a good one, folks. He's just a sophomore playing quarterback. Big kid. He can throw. He can run. You get Dylan Harlos and Justin Rivera in space, then they can do some things offensively. And then, defensively, Jake Lonsky, Evan Fainer. And then I really thought last week an undersized kid playing D-line, not the whole time. Arian Zaku did a nice job. Kyle Berry had a good game. Ryan McGuire, Stephen Line at linebacker. Wallkill Valley, I think, is primed to get a win. Sussex Tech, congratulations to Brian Sellingworth. He got his first win. They beat the Academy of the New Church down there outside Philadelphia. They had a big win over them. Brandon Hall was terrific. 37 carries, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Richie Hoffman had 67 yards and 2 TDs. And then, you got Tyler Crum, you got Bo Maroney, a lot of good skilled kids. Danny Petrozek was terrific on defense, leading the way. And then you got the veterans on the line, Shane Salmons and Dylan Beebe and Dylan Snyder. This is going to be an emotional game. They're going to be honoring Tommy Bach, who was a student at Sussex Tech who died tragically in a skateboarding accident last year. Tommy also wrestled for Wallkill. He played lacrosse in Vernon. He was well loved by everyone in the community. There's going to be a whiteout. Everyone's going to wear white in support of Tommy Bach. So they'll be battling on the gridiron, but they're all doing it in Tommy's memory, and we send our best to the Bach family. It was a tough situation losing Tommy, such a popular kid and a great kid and too young. But Wallkill Valley and Tech will honor him on Saturday, which is pretty neat. And finally, our last game of this segment, a huge game in the American Red. 4-0 Lakeland comes up to Newton. It's a 4-0 Newton. Last year, Lakeland hosted Newton. Newton went down there and kind of surprised some people and beat the Lancers on their home turf. Lakeland, big and physical as always. They're 2-0 in the division. They beat Hackettstown and Kittatinny fairly easily. Mark Fajaro is their quarterback. He does it all. Michael Canzone. Then you got a real physical two-way player in Kelvin Gonzalez. They had a big win over Wayne Valley. That's a Big 4 school, Group 4 school. They also beat Passaic Valley. But they're going to go into a Newton team now. The big question is, will Chase Kramer play? He played one play against Vernon. Still not, it wasn't 100% last week. We'll see what happens. Nick Brigante filling in has been tremendous. Will Larson has stepped up his game on offense. But the big key to this Newton team has been Luke Young. Matt Parzero has now fully trusted him with throwing the ball. He's been great all year, 18 of 27 for almost 600 yards. Luke is a tremendous field leader and does a great job for them. So if they have to throw the ball, he can find his main man, Jaden Elliott, who made a couple of great catches against Vernon last week in a big win. Nico Sebastiano can catch the ball, so can Dante North. And then Will Larson had a great touchdown pass, too. So, you know, the Delaware Wing T is not just 4 yards, 5 yards in a cloud of dust. It could be a passing offense when you have the personnel, and Luke Young does a great job. You know, the guys that also handed the ball off to McCarthy. Julian Sibley's has been getting some carries, and also Noah Sharp. But that defense is the key. You got Brigante and John Van Ness. Troy Babcock at nose guard has really solidified the middle of that defense. He's a big kid. And then you got Jimmy Harding and Chris Brock. And then the linebackers, you know, with Larson and Ryan Kaiser, Luke Young in the back, in the settling back, the defensive backfield. They've just been terrific. A lot of fun to watch the guys in that front line. Mayhood, DeLuca, Justin Semelian, Devin Major. You know, all these guys all play well. Matt Summers. I think Newton gets the win. It's going to be a good one, but it's going to be a good battle, and whoever wins this will be in good shape to win that division, although Newton still has to play Hackettstown, which Hackettstown always plays them tough. So it would be big for the division, also big for state tournament power points for both teams. But I think Newton goes to 5-0. So there's your picks for Week 5, folks. Get out there and check out the games, and we'll have the highlights on the Monday Sports Beat. And we'll be back with more of the Saturday edition of the Sports Beat right after this.
There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month.
Plus, meet Butch Patrick on Saturday the 14th. Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.